government of Tinubu cannot cease to continue to surprise me. Each time I think they've reached the limit of incompetence, they still blow that limit. First of all, that topic, 2026, marks the beginning of a more robust phase of economic growth. I was offended by that phrase, the beginning. Almost 3 years into the regime of a government, he's coming out openly to say he has not begun. The beginning to begin. And obviously it's an admission of failure because he has actually not begun anything. You saw how he embarrassed the world by saying that inflation has come down to 15%. Let me state that clearly. That's a white lie. Before Tinubu came in, the highest he could pay for flight ticket from Abuja to Enugu, give it even 50,000. So we were paying 25,000, that's something thousand. 15% means that you just pay like about 57,500 naira. But going to Enugu, I paid 250,000 naira flight ticket. That's almost more than 500% increase in inflation. And the president is sitting down in a New Year message telling Nigerians about the rebased fraudulent inflation figure, that it is 15%. It's embarrassing and very annoying. The best this government can even do is to speak the truth. And they say if you lie on a new year, on the first day of the year, you will lie throughout the year. That was what we were told when we were growing up. So I expect that this president is going to, and this government is going to lie throughout the year. Now, look at the speech. Let's talk about the security. In Plateau State, they were preparing for crossover, only to be attacked by terrorists. 8 persons confirmed dead. Of course, there will be more. They will never cross over to any other new year in their lives. More than 8 families are grieving now because of a government which, even with the help of foreign country, can still not do anything about insecurity. And the annoying thing is that they say this was after security report has reported that they were going to attack. In the southwest, the son of a traditional ruler was kidnapped. In Nasarawa, people went into where they were doing wedding and kidnapped and killed people. Security is still very much, insecurity is still very much with us. So what is he celebrating the new year? And I'm sure he is staying in one hotel in one European country, frolicking with the foreign presidents and coming to speak from there.
Well, we don't know what
his speech is as alien as where he is now.
We understand that he's supposed to go for
a summit. Let me go on and tell you
in UAE
how this government has become destructive.
Yeah, before that, about security. What do you expect, especially with the intervention, or if I said it was a cooperation between Nigeria and the US with that bombing in Sokoto, what do you expect in terms of the outcome, having an end to terrorism?
Good. First of all, there is no cooperation between America and Nigeria. There is a compulsion from America. They're 2 different things.
Compulsion?
Yes.
Can that be?
If you do not take out these terrorists, who will come gun a-blazing to do it for you. What else can speak to the eloquence of the incompetence of this government?
No, but Africa,
for the first time in Nigeria, a foreign country will now come to help to save Nigerians from Nigerians.
Yeah, that may be the case. But what about when AFRICOM says themselves and several other people, even the Secretary of War, all of them say, look, yes, Nigeria did cooperate with them. So they didn't say it was compulsion.
That is what I am saying. After the threat, Jonathan brought in foreign people under the sovereignty of Nigeria, and they took out the terrorists. 6 weeks to the election, they postponed the election, took out the terrorists, and we had the election throughout Nigeria. That is cooperation. But after the threat, so you know, before the threat, you know what Tinubu said? I will do this, I don't care what Donald Trump does. He made it in public statement. I'm like, what are you saying? Then Donald Trump now did something. And Tinubu, hey, sir, what do you want? Do you want to kill all Nigerians? Just leave me as president. It is ridiculous. Let me tell you.
Did you say that?
There is nothing wrong in cooperating with anybody, any country, in order to solve security problems. But in this case, They are giving you the instructions. We now have a new commander-in-chief of the armed forces in President Trump, not Tinubu, because Tinubu has failed. And he has admitted it. Because he allowed America to come in to do what he ought to do. Do you know?
So you don't agree?
Before Tinubu,
wait, you don't believe
Nigeria
that
was
Nigeria
doing
US
to the whole African countries what US is doing for Nigeria
so
now.
You don't believe that Nigeria, from what their statement is, they gave the states the intel to actually carry out that attack.
Believe that due to the incompetence of Tinubu, America compelled Tinubu, America compelled Tinubu to do what he ought to have done.
Okay, let's talk politics.
Okay.
Let's talk politics, because that was a lot to take in. Peter Obi is now in the ADC.
And you are the NWC.
Right?
Well,
congratulations in order here.
Thank you very much. I remembered telling you in this studio that ADC is the only option for all opposition leaders. And I made 3 predictions. I said PDP, LP are dead. APC will implode. 2 have been completely settled. PDP, LP are dead. APC is already cracking up and will implode. That is why Tinubu is forming a committee of reconciliation. Do you reconcile what is okay?
They are planning ahead now.
No, I said reconciliation.
Reconciliation, because it's better to plan before the
call
quarrel.
it planning committee. So you are
plan reconciliation before the quarrel starts. Then when the quarrel now cracks up, the party now starts to create committee.
The quarrels are already there. Academic state by state. Is just because of time.
Okay, so let's go back to the ADC.
Very good. Oh, beautiful ADC.
Yes.
You know,
Peter Obi is there now.
Yes.
Are you going to be working together?
Now, let me tell you. The Southeast obviously has become an ADC state. ADC geopolitical zone. Do you know what we say now in Southeast?
What?
Obondioma nanigi kaigeso obondio edisi ubani neso numunne obondioma nanigi kaigeso obondioma.
But you're assuming that they will give the presidential ticket to Peter Obi. Why they don't give Peter Obi that presidential ticket?
Let me tell you, anybody you see in ADC is allowed to get into ADC on one condition. You must be a true Democrat. One thing ADC will not compromise on is internal democracy and living on the tenets of democracy. No leader, no opposition leader was allowed to give conditions before entering in. Because we want to exercise discipline. So that is why everybody took their time to come into ADC, because we want that foundation to be solid. Now Southeast is gone ADC, like I said, they will. Any other politician who is not in ADC, who wants to do any other parties working for Tinubu?
Are you working?
It's as simple as that.
Are you going to work with Peter Obi? Because remember the last time.
He is an ADC member. We work with every ADC member. Be rest assured. Whoever emerges as the presidential candidate of ADC, I will work for the person.
Even if it's Peter Obi?
Why not?
Okay.
But I said this so many times. I don't have any personal rift with anybody. I am saying that when you come as a group, you bring your people as a group, you have more bargaining power. Southeast now has more bargaining power in ADC. So for the interest of our people, we must cohere and collaborate with other regions.
Even if Peter Obi doesn't get that presidential ticket,
yes.
Even if it's someone else who gets it, the Southeast will still support that.
Why not?
In your view?
Why not? Peter Obi himself said it in the X space. He said, look, he's going to work together with every ADC person in order that the best will get the job. In democracy, unfortunately or fortunately, the best becomes who the people choose. That is the principle of democracy. Government of the people. ADC kaigeso obondioma naniya kaigeso obondioma.
So
that's what's going on now.
What should the people expect in terms of ADC's method and style? Are they going to zone the presidential ticket to a particular area, or they'll make it free for all?
Now, I am a member of the NWC. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. I am aware that we have not made any statement as to zoning or unzoning. And so I am not qualified to talk on that. But we have made a statement on internal democracy that we are going to organize free, fair, and equitable primary election, giving all aspirants level playing field.
Well, Mr. Keyamo thinks otherwise. He thinks the ADC is afraid to zone it because the party is owned by one man, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. So that's his perspective. And if that becomes the case, he will say, but I told you so.
Well, I think Keyamo should concentrate on the people that pull out the breast openly in open aircraft, and he has done nothing. He should concentrate on people who, the APC singers who come and obstruct the airport, and he did nothing. He will concentrate on Adam Soshomolo, who blocked airport, and he did nothing. But I think he should concentrate on those things. And stop poking his nose in ADC. No, they say remove the log of wood in your eye so you can see clearly to see the speck in another person's
Isn't it the same way you predicted that APC would implode? So
yes.
He's given his own perspective too.
You know what they say? They said ADC was dead on arrival. Before we even started, they say we are dead. I was the one who came out and said, how can something that is not born die? So you can see how we
let's talk about that.
We are flourishing on arrival.
Dumebi doesn't agree.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Dumebi Kachiku said, he doesn't agree with Obondioma.
He is in Obondioma.
He says that you people are Bondiojo because
okay, he said
yes, okay. Because he says first of all that this whole coalition, he says it's illegal. Let's begin from there.
Very good.
He says you people came in through the back door. You are not the real people that own this party. They are the ones that were there. You came, bulldoze the place, and think that they would lay low and watch you do what you're doing. Right. They say they are going to be a thorn in your flesh. You're not going to be able to succeed.
Now, let me tell you, ADC loves everybody, including Kachiku. And we want everybody, including Chamberlain and Kayla. Good. But the truth here is that ADC has been in existence from 2005. I heard about Kachiku the first time in ADC when he himself bulldozed himself and became presidential candidate in the last election with his maybe 5,000 or 10,000 votes. So the issue here is this. What is he in ADC that will make him to give instructions? He's not a member of any executive at any level. Now he has been expelled from ADC. He does not have the local standing to talk about ADC. The only thing he can go to court now is to contest whether it is legal or not, his expulsion, before he will even come to start talking about ADC. So when you want to tell me about ADC, let it be members of ADC that you will talk about.